Right, let me get that up. Hello, Mr. Ronald Peet. I am Philippe with Taj Mag. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Felipe. Hey, I'm doing well. Nice to meet you.
Good, good. So you played Mr. Neville in the comedy series, well, dark comedy series, Bad Monkey.
That's right.
Uh, of course, it's located in like the Florida and Bahamas area. You
Yes,
yourself were born in the Bahamas.
that's
How
right.
much, how much of your personal experience were involved in the development of the character in the series?
I'm uh I wish I could say a lot.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I am not as laid back and cool as Neville. I'm very neurotic in real life. And so but I have a lot of family members who are in the Bahamas who like nothing ruffles their feathers, that they don't suffer fools. And so I kind of use them to base this character off of who's just so chill. He is just so chill. I'm like, can I be more like that in my regular life, please? Can I be more like Neville in my actual life? Yeah, yeah.
So did you take any of your theater experiences from your theater experience of using this series, or was it just all just your family members?
Well, I think I studied. I was very lucky enough to study theater and like drama at NYU's Tisch School of the Arts a while ago. And what they do in that kind of conservatory training is give you the skill set to tell any kind of story, like to do an ad for a car on the radio, to do Shakespeare, to do film, to do television, to do musicals, to do whatever. They give you like the basics, and then you kind of build from there. So I would say that I used skills from acting school for this, for even though this is TV and film and not stage.
Yeah.
But I've been at this. I graduated 14 years ago, and so
Hmm.
a lot of what I do when I approach a new project is just kind of trust that the skills sets are there and
Hmm.
then give over to presence, give over to preparation, give over to like the je ne sais quoi, like spirit almost, because something
Hmm.
like magic happens when you do your prep, you learn your lines, you do your like background work, and then you just show up and let something that's never been before like happen through you with the other character, and then they capture it on film, and then it's kind of like magic and it can't be replicated, and it's ephemeral and special. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So one of the things I love about this series is that it portrays people from the islands, in
Yes.
various perspectives. It's not like a monolith like it has
Yes.
been in the past. How important is the portrayal of people from the islands, just or people anywhere, in your opinion, and when it comes to entertainment?
I think I like I sometimes struggle with the title entertainer
Hmm.
because I also studied philosophy in school, and my mother is a pediatrician, my father is a lawyer. They were like, if you're gonna do anything, do it with depth, do it with integrity. I'm like, I don't really just want to entertain people. I wanna challenge people's perceptions of humanity. I want to get into empathy. I want to get into compassion. I want to like do something. If I'm gonna spend my life doing this. I want to do something. And
Yeah.
so I love that this story in particular is taking such a nuanced look at the humanity of the diaspora
Hmm.
in a dark comedy, which is also
Yeah.
kind of cool because it's not just based off of Black trauma, which is
Yeah.
sometimes something we
Yeah.
get into. We're like, we'll
Yeah.
be nuanced, but it'll be all about suffering. And like, well, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to just be about suffering. We can uh there's the reason why we're still here as a people is because we figured out that joy is actually how you sustain. And so there is, I think, a lot of joy in this story around the loss and suffering um, that the Bahamian characters like Dragon Queen
Hmm.
and Yaya and Neville get to really like inhabit.
Okay, speaking of the Dragon Queen, what was the atmosphere like with Jodie? I feel like that gasp that you let out was authentic. Can you tell me about
Yep.
the experience?
Well, you have eyes. You've seen Jodie Turner-Smith. She's like breathtaking, stunning. And so I didn't have to act too much when I was in front of her. You're from another dimension. You just and her presence is something otherworldly. So like
Yeah.
like Dragon Queen, like the character.
Hmm.
Uh, so it was fun. It was so fun and easy to kind of play into like you are the representation of this thing that is so potentially dangerous, but also so seductive and also so spiritual and also so elemental. Like you're like it's like looking at the sun, you know?
Mm.
It was fun. It's fun.
Yeah, look authentic to me for real. When it comes to Driggs the monkey, what about Neville do you think that he's attracted to, that he finds as a good companion?
Um, I think whether or not Neville would admit it, he's, lonely and he doesn't want to settle down. He's like in the in between, right? Like he has
Yeah.
friends, but not somebody who's like really close. His father's dead. His sister lives in Miami. He sleeps with lovely ladies, but doesn't want to commit to them. So Driggs is like his best friend, like
Hmm.
is his version of like a pet, like a dog or something. And so I think that there's something of it's like a family member to him that doesn't do what he tells him to do, and he likes that. He likes
Hmm.
that Driggs is so independent, but chooses to stay with him. Um, I think there's something he wouldn't be able to admit that again because he's like he doesn't want to talk about his feelings. But I think that there's love there.
And what was it working with Vince Vaughn? 'Cause I heard he's a character outside of
Yeah,
him playing betraying characters. What was it like on set with him?
he's the character. He's been at this game for so long and has so much knowledge to share and is very front-footed with like sharing it. He's an extremely generous scene partner and when he's improving, it's like genuinely funny and I love being present with other actors and he's an extremely present person. So it was I learned working with him.
Okay. And my final question, I know Egg and Neville have this, you know, this challenges between them two.
Yeah,
What would
yeah.
it look like if they teamed up
Oh,
in a series? What would that look like to you?
oh, if Egg and Neville teamed up,
Hmm.
but I think that like Caucasians beware. But actually, because I think that because Egg has like sold his soul a little bit
Mm.
for the other side, but I think that if Egg and Neville both uh represented like standing up for the purity of the ecology of the Bahamas, then everybody else wouldn't have like they wouldn't stand a chance. They wouldn't stand a
Mm.
chance.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ronald. I really appreciate this time, and I really liked, Neville the character because he's really trying to hold on to his tradition, his
That's right.
home. You
That's
don't see
right.
that too often nowadays. Everybody's about the money, so it was
That's right.
really important for me to see the development of that character as the series went on. So I really
Beautiful.
appreciate it, and hopefully we can do this again. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right.